Okay, everybody, how's it going? Happy Monday to all you fellow wrestling fans here on YouTube.com. It is Chase Oliver here, bringing you my WWE Extreme Rules 2019 review and results. Now, I will say this, man. This is just how typical WWE is nowadays. This is the quintessential WWE. My problem with WWE isn't the in-ring action. I think this has proven that WWE is probably on the high tier when it comes to in-ring action. Like, they can go out there and they can have a good in-ring show. I don't think that's the issue. I really don't think that's the issue whatsoever. I think the thing is, for me, my issue is the character development. So when you guys are watching this video, and especially, pay-per-view reviews get new viewers in, I'm just saying, man, I'm just saying, don't get mad at me if I'm questioning stuff. Don't be like, oh, you're just trying to nitpick. You can't just enjoy the fact WWE had a good show. Oh, okay. If you watch wrestling just for the in-ring stuff, if you're just someone that you need in-ring action to fulfill your need, to fulfill what you want, this show delivered for you. But here's the thing. Yes, this show may be good from an in-ring perspective, and you can go back and watch the show at any time, and you're not going to barf, and you're going to be like, yeah, that's fine. But there's also characters, there's also storylines, and sometimes the storylines and the characters make no flipping sense. And that's just how it is. And I'm sorry, everyone's going to sit here and go, oh, you're trying to be negative. You're just trying to kick the company while it's down. I'm not trying to kick the company while it's down. It's not my goal in life. My goal in life is not to go on here and kick the company when it's down. If WWE does something good, I'll give it props. But for me, from a character development standpoint, a lot of the matches, yes, were good, but some of them just made no sense not to happen on the pay-per-view. And those are the matches that I'm going to dive more deep into. The other matches, if I say they're good and they're okay and hopefully they lead to more, that's how I thought about the match. All right? Simple as that. If you guys don't like that, I don't know what to say. So on the pre-show, we had Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Balor. Wow, Finn Balor is relegated to the pre-show. Now hear how stupid this is. Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura, whatever match they had, that's fine. I didn't watch. I'm going to be honest with you. I've just learned that the pre-show is nothing really important. Unless Brock Lesnar shows up on the pre-show, I shouldn't care about the pre-show. Sorry, Tyler Breeze. Just because you put a good match on the pre-show doesn't mean shit. But yeah, man. So when it came down to it, Finn Balor versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Keep in mind, Finn Balor, to win that IC title that he said as a character was so damn important, he had to become the Damon. He had to put on the body paint. He had to go, ugh. So how hard is it, WWE, for Kayla, after Finn Balor loses to Shinsuke on SmackDown? Kayla goes, Finn, you just lost a big match against Shinsuke Nakamura. Are we going to see the Demon at Extreme Rules? And then we just have Finn Balor say, look, it was just one setback. There's no need to bring out the Demon. The Demon doesn't feel Shinsuke as a threat. I'm just going to go out there and I'm just going to watch the tape over and I'm just going to become a better man from this. Sure, it's another boring wrestling Finn Balor promo, but hey, at least there's a reason there's no fucking Demon. The guy lost to Shinsuke on SmackDown. He lost to him on SmackDown. You would think, oh man, I love this belt so much that I decided to become the Demon against the almighty Bobby Lashley. That now all of a sudden, like, oh, I don't care about this belt so much. Yeah, Shinsuke can beat me for it. Like, that's where, from a character standpoint, how stupid this match is. Like, why in the hell is Finn Balor, like, all of a sudden not even caring about the title, and he doesn't even want to put on his paint? He's just like, oh, I'm not going to become the Demon for this match, but oh, Bobby Lashley, fuck yeah. It makes the IC title not seem that important. Because, like I said before, when Finn Balor was going to face Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania, that was because, they just wanted an entrance. It was all about an entrance at WrestleMania that people can get behind. It didn't even matter about the title. This match right here, it didn't matter. It was like Vince, he forgot that Shinsuke was on the roster. Like, he was just like, there's way too many people, and Vince doesn't keep up nowadays. Then the Japan tour happened, and Shinsuke got those pops. And Vince is like, damn it, why are we doing anything with this guy? We should find a way to push Shinsuke Nakamura. Well, let's get the push. So, yeah. It is what it is. But the match, I didn't see it. I didn't see the Cruiserweight title match. Sorry. It's good. It's good. Then we kick off the pay-per-view. WWE was just like, okay, look. There's no sporting event that we're going against. But we know it's a Sunday. It's a weird Sunday. Let's just tell the fans what they're going to get first. Undertaker, Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. And holy shit, I was like, really? You're going to put this match on first? This match has the potential to steal the show. And holy crud, this was a great opening match. Undertaker should just do tag team matches or something from now on. He looked incredible. This was a fun match. Right team goes over. Roman Reigns and Undertaker win. Like, who else should go over? Shane McMahon doesn't need this win. He beat Roman at the Saudi show. Drew McIntyre, well, honestly, there's no point in giving him a big win over Undertaker. It's not going to do anything for him because you're not going to push him. Yeah, you got to give the win to Undertaker, Roman Reigns. Undertaker is your part-time investment. You know, he goes out there and makes the Saudi Arabians happy. Roman Reigns is your quote-unquote top guy. So, you know, you got and he just won best moment at the SB, so you got to give them the win. But this was a really good opening match, and I saw this match and I said, how are they going to top this? Like, for real, I was like, how are you going to top this match? This match was just insane. Really fun opening match. Definitely go check out that match for sure. Then you get on to the Revival versus the Usos. Now, they did a good job after this match, after the craziness of Undertaker and Roman Reigns taking on Shane and Drew McIntyre, to kind of have a match that will kind of calm the crowd down. So that way the crowd's not going, oh, yeah, we have to be hot all the time. Like, look, no offense to the Revival, when it comes to their matches, they're only good until the last 5 minutes. The rest of the time, it's the same old headlock, cat cut off. You know, their stories are kind of being very, very similar. Like, I wish they could tell some different stories every once in a while. And then sometimes they combine stories way too much where they'll pick a body part and then they'll still do the cut off shit. And it's just like, okay, pick one story and stick with it. It's just, you're just adding way too much sprinkles on my ice cream. Okay. I don't need all these toppings. I just need you to go out there and tell a simple story. But then you get to the last 5 minutes where it's a kick out fest and it's just enjoyable stuff. And then you go, oh yeah, they're actually pretty good. That's what this match was. Slow from the start, but then you get to the last few moments and it just says, hey, I kind of want to see that again. But, you know, with better characters and a better story, because really, to be honest, the Revival was just to soup up Basham Brothers, and the Usos, and I don't know what the WWE is doing with the Usos. They were one of your hottest acts like a couple years ago. Now, all of a sudden, the Usos, they're just the Usos. Like, they're just coming out. They're like the bathing suit Usos, except they come out without the bathing suits. You got to do something with their characters. So then we get to Aleister Black and Cesaro. Now, yes, this match was a good in-ring match. It was a nice mid-card match. It's what you kind of look for in a mid-card match if you're watching SmackDown or Raw. I'm just saying this match wasn't really a mid-card match where I looked at it and I said, hey, this belonged on a pay-per-view. Because here's the thing. You're having Aleister Black cut all these deep promos, or he's all like in the dark room like this. He's like, I want someone to challenge me. I need someone to challenge me. Someone knock on that door. Knock on my door. I'm sick and tired of waiting. I know I don't know Aleister Black's voice. It's hard. He has a weird Dutch voice. I can't do it. But you're having him cut these weird dark promos. And so you're thinking, oh, shit, man. Someone big has to be challenging him. Someone worked the time to make Aleister Black into a star. But you know who's challenging him? Cesaro. And no offense. I'm a big Cesaro fan. I like Cesaro. Cesaro's a great talent. But when it comes down to it, who the frick has Cesaro beat that's worth the time? That makes you say, oh, he's a threat to this new Aleister Black character. No one. No way Jose is his biggest win. Maybe he beat Ricochet once or twice on Raw. I can't remember. But that's the thing. It's not like Cesaro's been built up for weeks, where it's like, oh, Cesaro needs a challenge. He's just beating everyone so easily. Cesaro's just too good. No, it's just Cesaro's just Cesaro, and we just need a good match. And here's the thing. Every wrestler can wrestle a good match nowadays. I'm not impressed by that. I'm literally not impressed that you can go out there and have a good match. Because you know what Aleister Black is doing? He's stealing Roderick Strong's gimmick of, hi, I'm a good wrestler. You like we have enough of, hi, I'm a good wrestler gimmicks. We need more character gimmicks. We need more different things. And I get it. If you want to go Aleister Black with an undefeated route, that's fine. He has like the kicks and the punches and all this other stuff, the offense, to make sense with that. But him beating Cesaro on pay-per-view does not make me, as a viewer, say, oh, guy's a main eventer. I see it. I see it in him. No, it makes me sit there and say, like, okay, he beat up Cesaro. Like, who the fuck is Cesaro at this point? Like for real, Cesaro was a tag team wrestler, and then all of a sudden he became like a main eventer. Like he's supposed to be some big threat to Aleister Black. It's not a threat. It's not a threat at all. So yeah, Aleister Black winning. It was fine. The match was good. If that's all you look for. But for me, to be honest, it's just not enough. It's just not enough to make the guy into a star. Then you make your characters look stupid. I hate when WWE does this. So Bayley took on Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss for the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Easily probably the dumbest match of the night. Why do you give them this handicap match if they're not going to win? Like, you can always do a quick title switch on SmackDown or Raw. Like that's the thing. This is what hurts babyface characters, is when the odds are stacked against them. And it's fine every once in a while if a babyface overcomes the odds and you're like, oh, wow, I didn't see that one coming. That's fine. But you haven't built up Bayley enough to the point where it's like, oh, she can overcome the odds. Like, oh, she's someone I know that can do that. No, it's like, this should have been a time where you give Alexa Bliss the belt and then she can just lose it real quick. Like, who cares? Like, oh, well, then she becomes like an 8-time champion or some bullshit. Who cares how many times you're a stupid champion? Like honestly, who cares? It doesn't matter. It's just like a extra little topping on your resume. Just have Alexa Bliss or Nikki Cross win, and this causes Alexa Bliss to be mad at Nikki Cross tomorrow night on Raw. And then as the celebration of a moment of bliss, Alexa Bliss finally turns on Nikki Cross and boom, hits her over the theme. And then afterwards just goes, oh, good luck with Bayley tonight, you lying sack of bam, bam, bam. And then you start Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss feud. Or heck, who knows? Maybe this leads to Nikki Cross. You know, she's happy that Alexa Bliss won the title. Then she turns on Alexa and saying, oh, yeah, I knew my plan all along was for you to get the belt so I can win it. Like, what a swerve that would be. I don't know. They're just two of your more interesting characters while Bayley is Bayley. Like, seriously, we're just hoping on the fact that the dirt sheets are correct on Sasha Banks for Bayley to be interesting. But even then, if Sasha Banks returns, I don't want Sasha Banks to come back as a heel and cut these types of promos. You took my moment. This was supposed to be about me making history. And you took it, Bayley. Like, no. I want Bayley to be the heel. I want Bayley to beat the crap out of Sasha Banks and be all cutting these types of promos. You said you're my friend? You left me high and dry. You left me when I needed you the most. And you say you're my friend? Like, cut those type of promos. Not freaking Sasha Banks coming out there acting all heelish and just because she didn't want to freaking show up to work for a couple weeks. Like, no, screw that. If anything, fans are going to be happy to see Sasha Banks back. It's been a while. That's how the wrestling fans are. So now you're going to try to force Sasha Banks to be a heel when you know it's not going to work because fans are going to cheer for her anyways, especially when she wins the damn belt. And then you're going to try to make Bayley this sympathetic babyface. And look, you've done that route before, and it didn't work. So you're taking a feud in Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, which has way more interest than Bayley and Sasha Banks, and you're trying to force Bayley and Sasha Banks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just stupid. Match was dumb. Probably the worst match of the night. And it's not because of like the in-ring stuff. It's just from the character stuff. And this is something that sometimes fans got to look at. Just got to look at that, man. It's just like, how do you make two characters lose to one when it's like the one character doesn't seem like she's able to beat them? That's just me. So anyways, let's go on and move on to the next match. Care Bear versus Bobby Lashley, last man standing. Really good match between these two. It's just, for me, yes, good match. But you look at it from a character standpoint, like, both these guys are ruined. Like, it's just hard, man. It's just hard because Care Bear, he went from one of the most over dudes on the roster to now he's just like every other dude on the roster. Bobby Lashley went from like, oh, he's a mixed martial artist and he has a chance to, you know, fight Lesnar to being every other dude on the roster. And that's the problem. Lashley and Care Bear are just like every other dude. These guys are mammoths. Back when I was a kid, when I was watching Kane and everything like that, Kane didn't feel like everyone on the roster. Kane felt different. That's how Care Bear and Bobby Lashley should be. And honestly, like, it's not even that Care Bear won. Like, both these guys needed a win. That's the problem with this match. It's not like Care Bear was established and it's like, oh yeah, we're going to help Lashley get established again by having him beat Care Bear. Or, you know, Lashley has been on a tear and he recently has come back from a couple Bellator fights or something. And so he's now looking unstoppable, but, you know, a win here wouldn't hurt him, but it would help establish Care Bear again as being a monster threat. You know what I'm saying? It's like these two are just equal. They both need a win and they both need help in a bad way. No wrong guy won here because they both needed a win, but it's just like, it doesn't make me feel like, oh, Care Bear now, he's a guy that should face Lesnar. From a character standpoint, I'm not sitting here and saying, oh, he should face Lesnar. Oh, he's the next threat to Brock Lesnar or to any world champion. I'm just saying, like, all right, cool. He just beat up Bobby Lashley. And that's not how I should feel. Like a match between Care Bear and Bobby Lashley, I should not be sitting here and being like, oh, they just beat each other up. No, I should feel some sort of excitement that it happened. That's the thing. Good match. I'm pretty sure if you go back and watch this match without the storyline perspective, you will enjoy it 10 times more. But just the frustration of like how badly these characters have been used and how they just feel like everyone else is just sad. And hopefully Lashley gets a redeeming soon. Like, it's just ridiculous. Then we just have like a string of just like good matches for the rest of the night where I don't really complain about anything, just because they were enjoyable and they made sense to me. The New Day taking on Daniel Bryan and Rowan, the Planet's champions, taking on Heavy Machinery. Really good triple threat tag team title match. New Day gets the belts here. That's fine. You want to just sell more New Day merch. Daniel Bryan and Rowan can win the belt back anytime. Heavy Machinery, it's way too early for them, but this was a fun match and definitely one you can go back and watch. AJ Styles and Ricochet was a really good match, and AJ Styles won. If you guys have watched this channel long enough and you guys know how I am when it comes to it, if you're going to turn heel, you have to win. I'm sorry. If you're going to do a character change, face or heel, you have to win. Because if you change this character, then what was the point? Like, here's the thing. Ricochet, everyone's going to be like, then why'd they give him the U.S. belt and blah, blah, blah. Look, they were trying to get momentum for him. And no offense to Ricochet, he's a really good wrestler. But just like Roderick Strong and just like Aleister Black, we have enough of those. He doesn't have any character. Like, his promos are really bad. Like, this is a Ricochet promo. Well, I can't believe you're doubting me. Because if you doubt me, then this is what happens. You're going to go out there and you're going to be confused. Like, what are you saying, dog? Like, you just sound nervous on the mic. Like, you just sound scared. Like seriously, I think there was like an AJ promo. And AJ was like cutting this good promo, like running Ricochet down. And then Ricochet's like, you're just like everyone else. And I was just like, what are you doing, dog? Like, he just shouldn't talk. He just shouldn't talk whatsoever. Ricochet talking is like the worst experiment idea ever. Sure, maybe he can do podcasts or he can do a fun table for three. But when it comes to just him talking, something about his voice, it just doesn't connect. Like, it's just like, to me, it's just like no matter what, like he could be a good, and that's fine. We've had wrestlers like, look at Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio's promos are literally for Eddie or, oh man, Booyaka. Like, you can't cut a promo worth a damn. Rey Mysterio is not known for promos, but it's fun to watch Rey Mysterio. You like seeing Rey Mysterio. He's a legend. Heck, Jeff Hardy's promos make no sense either. This is a Jeff Hardy promo. Creatures, I see you and I feel you. We're going to go and make a Hardy time. Like, they can't cut good promos, but they're over because they're fun talents to watch. That's all Ricochet needs to be. You have to make him cut these monologue promos where he's like, yeah, and I'm an underdog, and you guys need to realize my bite is bigger than yours. Like they just suck. Like, literally, they just honestly suck, Ricochet promos. He's a good talent, good wrestler. This match with AJ was really good. Probably the second best match of the night. I still have the opening match as my match of the night. But man, if you said, Chase, I think this was a match of the night, cool. I'm not going to sit here and like disagree with you. It was a good match. But yeah, no, AJ had to win the belt because you brought this club back together and you got to make sure they're actually interesting. So yeah, man. No, that's how Ricochet sounds like, man. He literally sounds like he's just like, I don't know, man. I don't trust people who do stuff with their fingers like that. Moving on forward. Kevin Owens defeated Dolph Ziggler via the squash match, and then he cut the promo, another work shoot promo. I'm just gonna see how it goes from here. I like, here's the thing. I'm tired of getting hyped up for Kevin Owens because Kevin Owens is one of those wrestlers where it's like I get hyped up and I'm like super excited to see Kevin Owens get a push, and then WWE squanders it somehow. That's just how it is. I don't know why, but it's just how it is. Like, oh man, Kevin Owens versus Cena. He's definitely going to beat Cena for the U.S. belt. Nah, fuck that shit, cuz. He ain't going to beat Cena. Oh man, Kevin Owens is going to become Universal Champion. Nah, let's just focus on Jericho, cuz. Oh man, Kevin Owens, he's going to face Shane McMahon. This is going to be, nah, let's just help him have Uber driver win, cuz. Like for real. Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon again. And really, how is this going to help Kevin Owens? Like, I just don't see like Kevin Owens. Yeah, Kevin Owens can talk. Him doing these work shoot promos is fine. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to get excited for it because when it comes to Kevin Owens and when it comes to getting excited for something for Kevin Owens, WWE finds a way to squander it. So I'm not holding my breath. I'm a big KO fan. I don't want to hear anyone say, no, you're just not a KO fan. Anyone who has seen my videos in the past knows I bought Kevin Owens t-shirts. All right? And you guys know my wrestling t-shirt selection is limited. I don't really buy that many wrestling t-shirts unless Shop TNA is doing a sale. So don't go and say, oh, you just hate Kevin Owens. You just don't believe in him. You're just an asshole. No, I'm not an asshole. I'm just telling the truth. Like, as a Kevin Owens fan, I've seen how Kevin Owens' trajectory is in WWE. They hype him up. Fans get excited for it. They buy more Fight Owens t-shirts. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, nothing happens with it. So that's just me. What was the next match? Oh, yeah, the SmackDown Championship match that should have been on SmackDown. Oh, my God. Like, did Joe just say, like, I'm on autopilot? Because this was autopilot for Samoa Joe. Like, he literally just went out there and said, yep, I'm going to get this paycheck. This was disappointing. Honestly, super disappointing. And I'm so tired of this, too. Like, Samoa Joe needs to stop acting shocked when he loses. Like Samoa Joe just doesn't win. Like, let's just be real here. He just doesn't win. And the thing was, the fans, they weren't even hyped. Like, this wasn't even one of those times where it's like, the fans are like really behind Samoa Joe and they're like, yeah, you should just give him the belt. The internet was even quiet from it. And that was kind of weird. I don't know if the internet's just kind of like, we know what Joe's fate is, or if it's just like, there's so much other wrestling stuff going on with the G1 and Evolve and AEW that it was just like people were like, oh, we don't really care if Samoa Joe wins the title. It's just literally like Samoa Joe, he has to be one of the most misused wrestlers in quite some time for WWE. And I don't think that's an argument. I think that's like just plain facts. Like, he has to be so misused because what is this guy even doing right now? It's just weird. But yeah, Kofi retains the belt. He keeps on being the WWE champion that he is. And then we had the last chance winner takes all match for the WWE Universal and Raw Women's Championship. Fun, solid main event. Baron Corbin hitting the end of days on Becky Lynch got me a mark out moment. Oh, that was sick. But yeah, no, overall the match was just like you knew who was gonna win. It was like they were just doing all this extra stuff, but you just knew who was gonna win. So it was like, yeah, who really cares? Like there was not a moment in the match, no matter how close it got, that made me thought, oh, Baron Corbin's gonna win. Like, there was not a moment where I was sitting there, like, Baron Corbin hit the deep six and the end days and did all this stuff, and I wasn't like, oh, man, he's winning for sure. Like I literally thought Seth Rollins and Becky was going to win. What I didn't feel like was going to happen was Brock Lesnar cashing in. Now, sure, we had Heyman come out, cut the usual, my client is here and he's going to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. Like, yeah, we had that usual Heyman promo. But I didn't know if, like, he was actually going to be there. Then when Brock came out, I was like, oh, fuck. And so then all of a sudden, Brock goes and he wins the Universal title. Oh, I can't. Whatever, fine. Who cares at this point? Build up Seth Rollins as the King Slayer, the Beast Slayer, just for Brock Lesnar to win the belt back. It's just hilarious to me, man. You build up Seth Rollins, you put all this time and investment in the architect, and then ultimately you just give up on the architect. You're just done with it. You're just like, nah. It was all right. And I heard some BS report. They're like, oh, well, they just didn't have an opponent for Seth at SummerSlam. The Raw roster's so thin. Hey, Vince, you have a thing called a wild card rule, dummy. You could just grab someone from SmackDown and have them face Seth Rollins. What's it matter anyways? Who cares? But yeah, man, Brock Lesnar winning. Yeah, it is what it is. It's like my catchphrase on this channel. Sometimes in life, you don't have to give a shit like our Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. It was funny. I was going to retire that catchphrase after WrestleMania, 33? And then he retained the belt, so I kept it. Then at SummerSlam, I said it was over. Then he won the belt back at Saudi Arabia, so I had to bring it back. Then I thought it was over. I thought, man, this is it. WrestleMania 30, no, 34, he retained against Roman, right? Yeah, 34. I'm getting all my WrestleManias confused. 34, 35, he lost to Seth Rollins. But I kept the catchphrase around because, you know, it's Brock Lesnar. Felt he was going to win the title back again, especially from Seth Rollins. And he did. And now we're back to square one. We're back to where we were in 2018, 17. Just Brock Lesnar. Like, oh, it's just whatever. Q&A portion. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. So send your questions, damn it. All right, let's see what questions we have here. Do you think he will surpassing his title record? What's Lesnar at? Let's see. He has 3. How many WWE titles he has? He has 3 or 4 of those. 3 WWE champion. No, he has like 5. Let's see. He has like at least 4 or 5 WWE title reigns and then 3 Universal title reigns. Let's look at Lesnar. Okay, so he beat The Rock at SummerSlam, lost to Big Show. So there's 1 title reign. I could easily Google this, but that's no fun. Then he won the title back in the Triple Threat. No, Angle won the title. He beat Angle at WrestleMania 19. He lost at SummerSlam. God, my Brock Lesnar history is bad. This is how you know I didn't really watch 03 and 04 yet, 03 yet, especially that much. So he won the title back. He lost to Angle again, I know that, but then he won the title back from Angle. Then he lost it. So I think he was a 3-time champion when he left the WWE. Then he became a 4-time champion when he beat Cena for the belt. Then Rollins cashed in. Then he didn't win the belt again until the Universal. So he's a 7-time total champion, right? Someone do the fact checks. I think that's correct. I think Brock's a 7-time champion. He may be 8. I may have missed a random world title win there. All right, let's see. Who is the JTG of the current roster? It has to be Fandango, right? I haven't seen that Fandango do anything. So he has to be him, right? Fandango. I don't know, man. Like the 24/7 title is really giving these guys opportunities nowadays. On Kawhi drafted the Clippers. You mentioned it's about time Westbrook got drafted. Now he got a hilarious reunion with Harden. Yeah, I did not see that coming. That was a Daryl Morey special. Like Daryl Morey, I swear he plays NBA 2K too much. Like he's doing Trade Finder or something. Like, oh god, the Houston Rockets are not going to be a fun team to watch. They're just going to be weird. Okay, he lost to Kurt Angle in a 3-way. Who was in that 3-way? Was it Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, and Big Show? Was Big Show in that match? He had to be. Do you feel Chris Jericho should retire from wrestling due to his appearance in post-chest surgery? No, because AEW needs a world champion. So yeah. Fight for the Fallen, I thought was I know everyone's gonna disagree with me here. I thought Fight for the Fallen was their best show. Overall, I was actually entertained by it, minus the Brandy Rhodes match, like Stephanie match, and the Hangman Page match. I felt the show was pretty solid. Dustin Rhodes actually made the Young Bucks slow it the fuck down, so they actually told a story. The Lucha Bros kicked ass. So yeah, I thought it was okay. Who is your dream field for Cena to win the title from, and do you think he will ever win the IC title to become a Grand Slam champion? My dream feud for him to win the title from would be Orton, because let's just go back to that. Well, who gives a fuck? And I don't think he'll ever win the IC title. If they did, it'll just be like a Roddy Piper win. He just wins it, then he vacates or something. Thoughts on the Schmo, and do you think he'll beat Helwani's credibility? Schmo is funny, man, especially when he gets a a good guy that wants to like I don't like when the fighters try to use them and play up his shtick too much. Like I hate when they do that. It's funnier when the fighters don't know who the schmo is, or like when the schmo asks them a weird question, they just kind of give him a dirty look. Like the Jorge Masvidal interview is like the funniest one ever because Masvidal is like this guy, like who is this guy? But yeah, man, I like his personality. I don't think he'll get on Helwani's level because people forget, man. Ariel Helwani, for whether you like him or hate him, he was like one of the first guys that was doing all this MMA stuff. He would go backstage. He was like the first guy to actually get instant access to Dana White and stuff like that. And it's just Helwani was like, what he did was that he felt he was untouchable from the UFC brass. And so what happened was, he was like that one guy at work who's been there forever, been there for years. And it's just like he feels like, and he doesn't realize that it's a part-time job. You can get replaced by anyone. And that's how it is at any workplace. Don't think you're untouchable. And he felt he was untouchable by leaking out the Lesnar news. And he was already walking on eggshells with Dana White. And he just felt that the problem with Helwani and the way his style of journalism is for MMA is like, it's good for his interviews with MMA fighters, but Helwani is too friendly with them. And so he thinks these guys and everyone that he talks to are all his friends. He's not like treating it as like, how the schmo does. The schmo may be friends with some of these fighters, but it's like the schmo is the interviewer, the fighter is the fighter. There's no relation between these guys. It's just some weird dude with a great personality cutting promos with the fighters. And so that's why it works. But Helwani, it's like every guy is his friend. Like he has to be friends with everyone. He doesn't want to cross any borders and stuff. So like that's why sometimes people say he's a snake. Because it's just like, one interview, he'll be shitting on Connor. And then he has Connor on the interview like, hello, my friend, how's it going? And stuff like that. So that's the problem. Helwani gets too close to the subject. And then it's just like, it just gets to the point where it's just like, Do you think Drew McIntyre is nothing more than a lackey? I wish he was still the chosen one. Yeah, man. They messed up when they didn't give him back broken dreams. No, I don't know what their problem is with Drew McIntyre. Like, it's just like WWE likes him, but at the same time, they don't want to go all the way with him. It's like, it's kind of like that one girl that you're friends with, or for the ladies that are watching, that one guy that you're friends with, and it probably works better as a girl looking at the guy perspective. You like them, you think they're really cool, you could definitely see yourself dating them, but ultimately, it's just like, you just think about, would I really want to go into this relationship with them? That's how Drew McIntyre is. That like the WWE is like, yeah, we want to make him a main eventer, but is it worth it? Like, will I have fun with it? Is it something I want to do? Like that's how it is with certain girls and guys. You're just like, hey, I don't know if I really want to go there with that person because you have fun, you hang out with them, you do cool stuff, you're just enjoying yourself. But then you just think about, should I date them? And then you hear people say, oh, you would be cute together. Or, like Drew, oh, he's the perfect WWE champion. Then it happens and it's maybe not the best decision. So, WWE is just like them. They want to do something with Drew. You want to try it out. But at the same time, you don't know if it's the best decision in life. And who knows? Maybe it could be. You never know. You just never know. What are your thoughts on the Raw reunion happening in 2 weeks? What's the matter? These guys come back every week anyway. What reunion are we having? This is dumb. I'm tired of these. Like they were special when Raw was 2 hours, and then ever since Raw became 3 hours, it was just it's just been a mess. So who cares? Thoughts on Masvidal KOing Ben Askren? I thought that was a crazy knockout. I didn't see it coming. It was just a great time flying knee. Ben Askren literally just came in ducking for a takedown, which was really weird from him. And if he knew Masvidal was going to do crazy shit, why would you go in the center of the octagon? I would have just waited and let Masvidal come after me and then move out of the way. But yeah, man, crazy knockout. And now Masvidal is one of the hot stars in the UFC. Drew McIntyre to challenge Kofi at SummerSlam. That would be a good feud. I thought he should have done it in the first place. Are Cody and Brandy Rhodes Triple H and Stephanie wannabes, or am I wrong? No, they're completely Triple H and Stephanie wannabes. It's not even funny, man. And kudos to them. They have the power to do so. Like, trust me. Any person with that type of power and authority, they would do the same exact shit. So I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to sit there and just like totally rip on them because I get it. But I just hate when Cody acts like he has the same responsibilities as Triple H, when Triple H does way more than Cody Rhodes on a daily basis. Like Triple H has to go to China, scout people, do all this other crazy stuff, talk with people, make delegate deals. Like Cody Rhodes ain't doing all that crap. Brandy, though, Brandy's the complete ripoff of Stephanie McMahon. She's trying to act like she's not important and that everyone else matters in the women's division, but nope. We always have to, I'm going in, I'm in to win. Brandy, I'm going in. Like she has to force herself in every fucking situation. So yeah. Have you seen Chris Van Vliet interview? If not, I recommend them. Yes, I'm a big fan of Chris Van Vliet. His interviews are awesome. I watch him every time when I'm on the treadmill or the elliptical or the Stairmaster. Helps me out for those 40, 30 minutes. And that's what I like. His interviews are long, so I don't have to worry about switching an interview, especially when you're on the treadmill. That's like the worst when you like forget to hit autoplay on YouTube and stuff like that. So his interviews are long enough so that way when I'm working out, doing my cardio, I'm able to like have something in the background noise. And sometimes with the stories that the wrestlers tell, they motivate you. They say like, hey, I got to get better as a human being. If this guy can do it, I can do it too. Like I'm not training or trying to motivate myself as a professional wrestler. I'm trying to motivate myself with weight loss, dude. Like I got to lose weight, man. I'm fat. So yeah. Was on the internet just now and saw websites on 11 MMA fighters with massive reaches for their height. Interested to check it out. Oh, okay. I'll check that out. That sounds actually cool. Can AEW make a star that isn't a former WWE wrestler? I'm hoping so. They're trying with Heyman Page, and is that really working? I'm just saying. Is the viewers impact the best developmental in the business? Oh, yeah, they are CPZ. They build up those stars just to go become stars elsewhere. And I love when Impact Wrestling fans like, yeah, we make stars for other companies, though. You steal stars from other companies and you make stars, but you take but they become bigger deals in other companies. That's how it is. Should AEW's TV debut at Madison Square Garden? No. There's probably a Knicks game going on that Wednesday, as per tradition. And as well, you're really going to tell Madison Square Garden, like, you're really going to ask AEW to try to pay the rates for MSG TV? There's a reason why WWE hasn't done MSG TV in quite some time. It's because Madison Square Garden has asked for the rate to bump up so much for the television show. So, yeah. Do you feel the Young Bucks have too much power in AEW? Yes. And then watching their Chris Van Vliet interview, it's like these guys, they need to go to, like, the one thing I'll give Cody Rhodes credit on, Cody Rhodes has PR training. Like, Cody Rhodes has been in the WWE system, worked with a lot of good veterans that have helped him, structure his words where he doesn't come off really bad unless he's, like, doing, like, something. When he's with the Young Bucks, his brain turns off and he just becomes stupid. The Young Bucks, man, they literally don't know what they're saying half the time. Like I was watching the Chris Van Vliet interview, and they're like, yeah, man, we wanted to put over the Lucha Brothers, but Tony, he's the one that has the final say. It's like you're just throwing the fucking guy who's funding your company under the bus, dude. Like, do you have to say Tony has the final say? Like we may have an idea that Tony has the final say, but you're acting like that. You're painting a picture, at least in my mind, that Tony soon is going to be out of control. And so when you guys mess up or you have something to blame, guess what? Instead of the blame going on you guys or Cody or anyone else, it's going to go on Tony Khan. We're going to sit here and blame Tony Khan and say, oh, Tony Khan's the one that made that decision. Remember, the Bucks said it. Tony Khan has the final say. So you're not going to own up to your own actions. So, yeah. Do you feel what thoughts on Santino being confirmed at Raw reunion? Oh, wow. That's not going to move the needle for me, but that's cool, I guess. Antonio Marcelli from TNA is back, damn it. Any guess on the Bound for Glory 19 event? Probably just Brian Cage versus Michael Elgin again. To be honest, knowing TNA, probably just that. Or Brian Cage versus, who's that one guy that they're pushing? Ace Austin or something, maybe him. What if at Survivor Series they have Brock face Samoa Joe and winner gets a pay raise? Brock's going to win regardless. It doesn't matter. Samoa Joe's not going to win that match. Brock might actually take that seriously, so no. Which wrestling event this past weekend did you like the most? Probably AEW. Yeah, because Evolve was okay. That Austin Theory guy, that guy's the main eventer to me. I like him. But the Evolve, it was like the last half of the show was really good. Extreme Rules, there was good matches. But overall, from a start to finish type of show, AEW, I guess I would say, was probably my favorite show this weekend. Yeah, because Extreme Rules, it's close with Extreme Rules, but obviously, people are just going to see me. But like the character development stuff really hurts the show for me. If there wasn't some character development issues, I wouldn't mind. Where's Conor McGregor making money off his whiskey? That's where he's at. What are their odds Impact slaps the world title on Tessa Blanchard by the end of the year? I would say it's a good 5-1 favorite. I'd give it a 5-1 odds. Bet $100 on that, you might make 500. That's what I would say on there. Plus 500. Because I feel like she has to be a good favorite to be in that position. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do it. I don't think it's like a 2-1. It's like easy. She's going to win, or like a minus. Like she's a huge favorite with that. But she's definitely a 5-1. Like let's give her 5-1 odds. Who do you think will take fans? What do you think it will take for fans to turn on AEW? A bad pay-per-view. People are always going to make excuses for weekly shows no matter what. People do it for the WWE weekly shows. That's just how it is. Like people don't like people go, oh, it's just the weekly. Wait till the pay-per-view. Whatever their first bad pay-per-view result or decision is, especially in a big-time match, that'll be the time when fans finally turn on them. Magic, Shaq, Kobe, Abdul-Jabbar, rank these Lakers legends from great to best. Abdul-Jabbar, Shaq, Magic, Kobe. That's just how it goes. Kobe was always a Laker. You can't take that away from him. Are you going to raid Area 51? Do you think? No. As much as I do believe there's aliens and all that other crap, I'm not going to do it. It's too tempting, but no. And you think WWE can or has a bad time like WCW 2000 for me? Raw 2016 was close to worse. Oh, yeah, Raw 2016 was bad. But no, WCW 2000 was just weird. They did resets. They had the title. It just made no sense. Also on the top of the Young Bucks, the Lucha Bros were supposed to beat them, but yeah, Tony Khan changed it last minute. Yeah, I know. And that's the thing. Why are you throwing Tony on the bus like that? You shouldn't throw Tony under the bus. You shouldn't say who's having creative control, because then then it leads to us fans blaming that person. Like that's the thing. That is just that's the problem. Like now we have someone to blame. And now it makes Tony Khan look bad if he makes the wrong decisions. And you don't want to do that. So, yeah. Does Thiago Santos deserve a rematch with Johnny Bones? He does, but he's not going to get it. He didn't put on a great performance enough to make you say he needs a rematch. He was fighting on one torn ACL, MCL, and PCL, but he didn't do enough for Dana White to say, oh, he deserves a rematch. Jones has other fights that will draw more money for the company than Thiago Santos. I'm pretty sure once the pay-per-view numbers come back, it'll be like 325,000 buys on this pay-per-view. That's what I'm guessing. Thoughts on the live-action Lion King remake? I've heard bad things, which disappoints me. You guys know Lion King is my favorite movie of all time when it comes out. One of my favorite movies of all time. And I've heard bad things. I've heard Be Prepared is not in the movie. How do you take away my favorite flipping song from the show? Like, that's just ridiculous. But yeah. Raiding Area 51 will only be useful for the bullet collectors. Oh, yeah, man. They're going to have enough bullets for them. John Jones needs Daniel Cormier to fight better. Do you agree? Well, if he knocks out Stipe again, that's good. Thoughts on Taco Fall? He's big. Not an NBA talent, but he's big. So good for him. Oh, yeah, that's when I think fans will turn on AEW. It's just a bad paper. That's all it takes is a bad pay-per-view, because pay-per-views are when fans watch more anyways. Let's be real, the weekly shows, fans just don't watch weekly anymore. Like, it's just like for wrestling fans, they just want to see the best matches. And wrestling fans know nowadays you're not going to get the best matches on weekly television. You're going to get them on the pay-per-view. And that's when the majority of the people are going to be watching. Sure, the actual fans will watch week to week to week, and they'll care and they'll be invested. But a lot of fans, first time watching or checking out or want to see what it's all about, they're going to tune in for a pay-per-view. They're going to tune in for a pay-per-view show. They're not going to tune in for every weekly show because they don't see the importance of weekly television, because they know the best matches are going to be on pay-per-view. So, yeah, man, when it comes to the pay-per-view, that's when it's going to be when AEW gets turned on. It's like one bad pay-per-view decision. It happens to every company, WWE, Impact Wrestling. It happens. I saw a vid on the 8 NBA Freaks of Nature. Disregard some of them. I'll just tell you. Nate Robinson. Yeah, he was short and he dunked a lot. Sure, Dwight Howard. Yeah, Dwight Howard's a freak. I'll agree with that. Giannis. Oh fuck yeah, dude. Like Jesus, that guy's not from this world. KD. Yeah, he's a freak of nature. Magic. Oh yeah, for his size, absolutely. LeBron. Now I don't know. LeBron's like a great talent, but I wouldn't say he's a freak of nature. Shaq. Oh yeah, huge. Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt's tall and lanky, but I want to say a freak of nature. Do you think John Jones' chin is underrated? Oh yeah, man, that guy can take any punch, man. He's really good. I think the only time he's really been rocked in his career was that Lyoto Machida fight. Did you ever watch ECW enough to have a favorite and worst time? I think HH could have make it work if WWE brought it back like NXT. Oh, which ECW? I didn't see the original all that much. I was like freaking 8. My parents didn't let me watch that much shit, and plus it was hard to find. I watched mostly WCW and WWF back then. But WWE ECW, yeah, my favorite was CM Punk. So there we go. Do you think CM Punk will appear at All Out? At this point, I hope he does. You know, like I would love to see him back in wrestling. I just think it'd be funny. And honestly, it'd be cool to see the fans' reaction. I'm down for it. I don't care. Like, you know, yeah, why not? CM Punk is still a big star. I'll be down for it. So are fans going to raise that Heyman's running show? And is Clyde his world champion? No, I don't think so. Because it's Heyman. Fans make excuses for Heyman cutting promos and everything like that. So they're going to make excuses for him booking. And then the 5 strongest NBA players. Barkley. Barkley was strong for his size, for being only like 6'6" or 6'5" at the time. He was really strong for his size at the power forward position. Yeah, Karl Malone's is just a truck. Ben Wallace, yes, he was weirdly strong. Shaq is breaking the rim. I think Chamberlain, I don't know why he's on that list. I think Chocolate Thunder should be on that list. Daryl Dawkins, guy broke the rim. He was the first player to ever break a rim. So, yeah. Why do you feel Kenny Omega hasn't really had a great match this year? Rusty. He's not on that New Japan schedule where he's actually wrestling a lot. So it's just like, you know, he's going to be rusty. His hype has kind of went down too. He's not being consistent enough. Just how it is. Predictions for the NBA 1920 season. Western Conference will be run by the Clippers, Los Angeles, and the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets. Those 4 teams are like, they're still going to be featured. The Jazz are going to be the NBA nerds' favorite team. You know, everyone's going to say they're the best team. Same with the Nuggets. So there's 6 spots right there. The 7th and 8th seed in the West, Trailblazers probably will get it. Like, honestly, whatever you see 1 through 8 from the West, every matchup's going to be good. Like, maybe the 8th seed will be the only bad team in the playoffs, and that could be taken by anyone. You don't know who's going to have it. Like, the only 2 bad teams in the West right now are the Thunder. Oh, yeah, I think the Thunder are the only bad team in the West. I can't think of any other bad team in the West. Oh, and the Grizzlies. So the Thunder and the Grizzlies are the only 2 bad teams in the West. And then the rest of the West, like, will the Timberwolves ever figure shit out? Who knows? The Mavericks, maybe Luka takes that next step with Kristaps. You just got to wait and see with it. But that's how I feel like the West will go. It's just going to be but the 6 major teams in the West are definitely the Nuggets, the Lakers, the Warriors, the Clippers, and the Jazz. I know every Blazers fan is going to be mad at me, but I have to wait and see how the roster looks. Way too many centers. Then in the Eastern Conference, it's a wide open race, but the Sixers should be the perennial favorites on paper. I don't see any reason why any other team but the Sixers should be the favorites. Toronto now is the same team without Kawhi Leonard. They just replaced him with Rondae Hollis-Jefferson and Stanley Johnson. So they got 2 inferior Kawhi Leonards, hoping they can do a fusion dance to become Kawhi Leonard. And they're going to be building around Pascal Siakam. So, you know, they're still a playoff team, but they're not the contender they once were. Boston, I guess. New York, Brooklyn. There's no KD this year, but they're going to be a playoff team. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. You never know what kind of drama Kyrie's going to go. All it takes is for one bad meditation session for Kyrie, and then everything goes haywire. There's not really any other Eastern Conference teams. I guess Indiana's that nice little sleeper nerd team. I like the additions that they did. If Oladipo comes back, but they got guys like TJ Warren, who I think is a really good scorer next to Oladipo. You got a Malcolm Brogdon, who I think is a really good point guard next to Oladipo. And they also signed Jeremy Lamb, who was a very underrated player for the Charlotte Hornets. You know, people that really didn't talk about that I feel like will fill in the void for Bojan Bogdanovic easily, in my personal opinion. So, yeah, when it comes down to it, I think the East, it's not weak. It is weak, but I just don't think there's anything worth the damn. I haven't gotten any new. I actually got AC3 for the Switch. That's the only new video game I got. Thoughts on Ardo versus Paulie? It was hilarious seeing freaking Ardo outbox Paulie. Like, oh, sorry guys, I just woke up like probably an hour ago, and sometimes I get these weird headaches, and I was just trying to yawn it off real quick. But yeah, I thought it was just hilarious just seeing Artem freaking outbox Paulie. Like, how the hell are you getting outboxed by a guy like Artem Lobov? Like, get out of here. Did you hear the rumor of Undertaker and Sting might face each other in a Saudi event? Wow, what a oh man. I'm down for it. Let's go. Fuck it. Where is this great job Moxie people are talking about? He still cuts the same promos as Dean Ambrose. Obviously CPZ, you just don't get it. He's no longer tied down by the WWE system. He's now himself. He's letting him be himself. His same hokey self that he was in WWE. It's you. That's why everyone likes you. It's you. Which is true. Like, honestly, that's why people like Dean Ambrose, and he's right. Jeremy Lin or Muggsy Bogues, who had the toughest road to success in the NBA? Probably Jeremy Lin, just because of the whole race thing. Let's be real, not many star Asian players in the NBA. Muggsy Bogues, yeah, from the size perspective, but he earned his respect, and he had opportunities to play. Jeremy Lin didn't really have that much opportunities, man. Do you think the current product could use a small Cena title run? I think we could use a fucking long Cena title run right now. I think we have a Cena title run, fans be happy and appreciative and say, wow, we wanted this gone. It's just crazy how funny fans actually miss John Cena. Like, it's bad when Bruce Blitz, who made a living off Cena rant videos, is asking for Cena back. Like, it's bad when that's how much you miss John Cena. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl this year? Biased side of me says the Los Angeles Superchargers. I almost said San Diego. The Los Angeles Superchargers. Being a realist and looking at the teams, I want to say from the AFC side of things, if I were to choose a team to win the Super Bowl just out of random and just because I think they could, it has to be the Patriots again. From the NFC side of things, it's wide open. Like the NFC, that's like the AFC, it's pretty much, this is the AFC race. The Patriots, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Colts, every other team, whatever. That's literally how I feel about every other AFC team. Like the Texans, whatever. The Titans, whatever. The Raiders, whatever. The Browns, everyone's hyped about them, whatever. But those are the four creme de la creme, cream of the top teams in the AFC, and the Chiefs and the Patriots are 1A, 1B. Chargers number 2, Colts number 3. So when you look at it, those are the top teams to look out for in the NFL. And on the AFC side of things. On the NFC, holy shit. You never know with the NFC. Like right now, you look at the Eagles and you look at their roster, they're still really good, but all it takes is one bad Carson Wentz injury. Dallas loves to shock people. I look at that Redskins roster and I say they're not all that bad. They can actually do something. Then you get to the NFC West. The Rams could have a step back from reality, and sometimes that happens. You get that Super Bowl hangover, especially when you're the losing team. All of a sudden, things didn't go your way. Teams have more time in the offseason to watch your film. Maybe Sean, and now that Sean McVay has the rub and the luster, some of his coordinators and assistants have been moving on forward. A lot of teams are picking up these players because they're the next Sean McVay type of guys, or next guys, or they worked with Sean McVay, or they shook his hand, or served him coffee once, or cut his hair. And so now you have people who have more intel on Sean McVay, so his offense is not going to be as good as it once was. Then you get into the 49ers. Are they going to be good with Jimmy G? We don't know. They have talent to be good enough. George Kittle's a beast, but are they good enough? We don't know. And then the Seahawks, everyone likes to beat them up and say, oh, they're done. Legion of Boom is gone. They're over. But you never know. Russell Wilson's an MVP type of quarterback. He ain't going to sit there and let the other team take him down. You get to the North, and that's the most wide open division. Sure, the Bears were dominant and awesome last year, but are they going to be like that this year? Aaron Rodgers is back. Are they going to be a lot better now that Rodgers is healthy with a new head coach that will help him out? You look at the Lions, Detroit Lions fans won't believe it, but you look at the roster of the Detroit Lions, you wouldn't be surprised if the Lions all of a sudden were 10-6 and we're fighting for a wild card spot in week 16. That's just how they're built. The Detroit Lions are just a weird, inconsistent team. And then the Vikings, you don't know what you're going to get from them. But they're a team, when you look at it, there should be a Super Bowl favorite based on their depth and their roster. And then you get to the NFC South, and that division is just like the North, wide open. What if Bruce Arians fixes Jameis Winston, and Jameis Winston actually becomes something worth a damn? The Falcons are still a good team. The Saints are still a good team. And people are going to sleep on the Panthers. But the Panthers had one of the best records in the NFL before Cam hurt his shoulder and he couldn't really throw a football properly 25 yards deep. And then they started sucking and they had to rely on McCaffrey ball. So honestly, when you look at the NFC, it's a dogfight. Like you don't sit here and ask me right now, Chase, who do you have for the NFC? I can't tell you. I honestly can't tell you because that's a dogfight. AFC, I can tell you easily. But NFC, it's hard. All right. How good is Dennis Rodman? One of the best defensive players and rebounders of all time. Do you think Asuka should face Kairi Sane at WrestleMania 36? Not really. It's not going to do anything for any woman right now, so no. Thoughts on Ayesha Curry's comments on not getting male attention while her husband gets the female attention? Oh, man, dude, you just lose. Like, that's just such a losing battle because, like, us guys, if we say like here's the thing, us guys are in such a bad era right now. Like, I feel bad for guys that just didn't grow up. Like, here's the thing. I was born in 1993. I feel like for me, I was born in a good era because I grew up with technology improving and the world becoming so politically correct. And so I understand and I get certain sides of things. I feel bad for guys that are born in like in the 2000s or something like that, and they're young and they're just starting to try to hit on women. Because here's the thing, I didn't become good with women until like literally after high school. I was solid at high school, but I was not good at all when it came to actually landing chicks. But when it came to college and in my 20s, I was much better. And so it's just like there's certain things that you can't say to women. You can't go up to them. Like it's almost feary. Like sometimes I'm afraid. Sometimes, especially like with coworkers, if they want to give me a hug, I'm afraid of that sometimes because like you never know what that could become. So for me personally, I just feel that what they call what Ayesha Curry said. It's like, dude, I could say, hey, you look beautiful, and guess what? I look like a perv and a creep. And I'm someone that you don't want to trust. That's just how it is. And so I don't get where Ayesha Curry's saying this, man. She's so dumb. Would you like to see Charlotte Flair versus Tessa Blanchard? Oh, yeah, I'd love to see that match. And Charlotte should always win because she's a golden child. Any NBA star who can surpass Abdul Jabbar's all-star point and all defensive team records? LeBron will pass his all-star record for sure. Not his points. And defensive team records, that's Dwight Howard had a chance at one point. He was like getting all defense for no reason. But yeah, Jimmy G is a waste of money. Yeah, I always tell people he gets hurt by like pouring coffee. Ben Simmons just agreed to a 5-year, $170 million extension with the 76ers. Breaking news. Oh, wow. Paid a guy who can't hit a jump shot. I mean, Ben Simmons is a good player. Let's see. What's the math on that? 170 million divided by 5. So he's getting paid. I can't do math in my head. I have a college degree and it didn't matter. All right, let's go to calculator. 70 divided by 5. So he's making 34 mil a year. And that's like a B- contract right there. Yeah, B- for sure. NFC is the most fun football to watch me. Oh, yeah, the Fox. I just hate that's on Fox. The Fox production. So and we have the New Orleans Saints. Like, why do you guys sound like you're underwater all the time? What do you think does the Does the spear the best and the worst also the same for the super kick? Best spear, Goldberg. Worst spear, probably Edge. Worst super kick, I don't know. Like everyone can hit a super kick. I'm trying to think who does like the worst. I can't think of anyone on top of my head. Best super kick, Shawn Michaels. Thoughts on Faber's return? It was a wonderful return. The California Kid is back. All right, guys, that's it for this live stream. Chase has to go work out, lose this pudge body, become a male model for you all, and everything like that. So, yep, that's just the goal right now. Let's do it. But yeah, I gotta go work out, get some food, and then I got some work of my own and everything. But thank you all very much for tuning into the live stream. This was fun. It was cool to go for an hour without the microphone shitting out, but we're not gonna hold our breath every time for doing it. Next stream, I don't know. It just depends on like if I have free time. I've just been really busy as of late, and you guys know this is a hobby, not a full-time job. So it's like not like, oh, I'm committed to this. Like I just like doing this for fun. So hopefully I'll get another stream coming up next week. And I don't know if it's wrestling related. Maybe I'll change it up a bit. Damn it. Remember, guys, can't believe I'm still fucking saying this. Just like our Universal Champion, just like our Universal Champion Brock Lesnar, again, sometimes you don't have to give a shit in life. And yo, he's gonna join the club, damn it. He's gonna join the club. Yo.